reach to like 10th chapter. We're doing the 10th chapter today.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, let's begin. ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामी इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So 10th chapter is a very special chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, because in this verse there are certain verses, like 9th chapter last verse is repeated verbatim by Krishna in the 18th chapter. Once again Krishna will say manmana bhavamad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. You find the 18th chapter, as he's finishing the Gita, he says to Arjuna, I will summarize the most important instruction once again. And in the 10th chapter especially, there are four verses. uh, the acharyas say if Krishna had only, like very minimum time and only four verses to speak, the entire Bhagavad Gita to be summarized into four verses, that would be 10.8, 10.9, 10.10, and 10.11. So how do you remember these four verses is, when we chant Hare Krishna on the beads have on the mala, we have 108 beads. So 108 is 10.8, and then 10.9, 10.10, and 10.11. Four verses, entire Gita in a nutshell. And when you study the whole Gita and you come back to these four verses, you're like, wow, they're so beautiful. Entire thinking, already the whole of scriptures are condensed into 700 verses. And those 700 further condensed into four. Like, simply amazing how Krishna does it. Right? So the 9th chapter ends with Krishna. Uh, so 9th chapter ended with Krishna uh, instructing all of us to fix the mind on him. Right? And now chapter 10 describes the opulences of Krishna, the greatness of Krishna, on which the devotee can fix one's mind. Right? Like a great person, whatever is great about that person, that catches our attention. Right? And that's how we remember that person. So Krishna here is going to give his opulences, which are visible to us in a sense. Right? In the 10th chapter and the 11th chapter also it will happen, a similar thing. So when we see something opulent, when we see something powerful, when we see something beautiful in this world, it catches our attention. Our mind gets fixed and hooked to it. So Krishna will remind us about his opulences in this creation. Right? So chapter 9 ended with the last verse, become a pure devotee. It comes to that point. Become a pure devotee of Krishna. And chapter 10 will increase our devotion, so that by hearing more about Krishna's opulences. Hmm? So the 10th chapter, the acronym for the 10th chapter is C, S-double-E, C. Right? S stands for source of everything. That is the first 8 verses, 10.1 to 10, no, 7 verses, 10.1 to 10.7. Source of everything. Then 10.8 to 10.11, like I said, the 4 verses, the essence of Gita. E, essence of Gita. And the remainder of the chapter, 10.12 to 10.42, is everywhere. S double E. S stands for source of everything. E stands for essence of Gita, and the second E stands for everywhere. Right? So that's the summary of the whole chapter. So source of everything, Krishna begins the chapter by saying, Shri Bhagavan Vacha Bhuya eva Mahabaho Shunu me Paramam Vachaha Yatte Aham Priyamanaya Vakshyami Hitakamyaya. So Krishna is saying, Bhuya eva. Once again, here Arjuna, hear from me, Shrunu me, Paramam Vacha, my topmost instruction, because you are very dear to me, right? And I desire your benefit. So, using Arjuna, actually, Krishna is telling all of us this Bhagavad Gita, this chapter 10, the most wonderful knowledge I'm going to give, Shrunu me, hear me, Paramam Vachaha, the topmost instruction of mine, because I desire your benefit. Right? So, in the second verse, Krishna clarifies. So, Krishna is unknowable. Right? It is not easy to know Krishna, the source of everything. Right? So, Krishna in the second verse of the 10th chapter says, no one knows him. How he is the mysterious origin of everything. Right? Like so many, apparently even Hindus, when they are practicing, they will say, yeah, Vishnu is source of everything. Maybe Krishna. Krishna is also one of the Vishnus. No. Krishna is saying he is the source of everything. That means he is the source of all Vishnus also. Everything comes from Krishna. That means all the Vishnus, Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, the Devatas, the spiritual energy, the material energy, everything comes from Krishna. And they do not know this. Na me viduhu suraganaha, na me viduhu. No one knows me. Who? Suraganaha, the host of demigods. Prabhavam na maharshayaha, the maharshis, the great sages, they do not know. Why they do not know you, Krishna? Aham adirhi devanam, I am their source. Aham adirhi devanam, I am the source of all the devatas. Maharshinam cha sarvashaha, and all these great sages. So devatas and sages, why are they included here in the list? Because they are three kalagya. Three kalagya means they know the three aspects of time: past, present, and future. Everything is aware to them. Right? Like some people can predict, oh, next 1 month how the stock markets are going to move. There are some people who can see, they know astrology, and they can even predict what's going to happen in life. There are some people who can tell the past, future, present. They're aware of the present. But this three kalagya is complete understanding of past, present, future, and yet you cannot understand Krishna. You cannot know Krishna. And you find the creators of this material world, Brahma, right, from whose intelligence everything is sprung about. Like, he creates this world after the basic ingredients are available to him. He has done the whole creation. That Brahma, who was aware because the demigods came to him and said, please save us. And Brahmaji, when he petitions the Lord, he hears the answer in the form of a celestial voice. All of you can start taking birth in the Yadav Vamsha, Vrishni Vamsha, in Mathura, Vrindavan, and all these places. Very soon I'm going to appear. So Brahmaji gets to hear the voice. And he tells the Devatas, let us move on. We have to be part of Krishna. We have to be part of God's Leela now. Right? We all have to play our role. And I have heard the voice. Vishnu is going to appear soon. And in Vrindavan, while Krishna is performing his pastimes, one by one, so many demons sent by Kamsa are killed. For every demon, there was an update going on Brahmaji's phone. Right? Brahmaji was, and he was okay, okay, another one, another one. But when Aghasur was killed, Brahmaji could not stop himself. He said, I need to go, I need to go. Who killed Aghasur? That small boy. That's small. I need to check. And actually, he felt, oh, Vishnu was going to appear, and this part of my creation on this earth, this is the place, small village Vrindavan, where he has appeared and is killing. But Aghasur has killed. I need to go and take darshan now. Long time I have not been there. No, Brahmaji's long time is like hardly any fraction of a second for Brahma. In terms of our time, the way we are controlled by time. No, so Brahmaji, when he appeared in Vrindavan, he saw Krishna having lunch along with his friends. And while Krishna is having lunch with his friends, Brahmaji offered his dandavat, namaskar. He said, yes, it seems he's the guy. But very soon what happened? The boys, Krishna's friends, they started playing with Krishna to the point one of the boys, he ate one sandesh, one sweetmeat, and he put it, after eating it, the half that was remaining, he put it in Krishna's mouth. Krishna, you should have it. It is so nice. My mama made it. And Krishna is really saying, wow, yes, yes, it is so nice. And so many things like that are going on. And Brahmaji is thinking, no, he is God. These boys cannot behave like this with him. This is just too much. I cannot accept it. Oh, God. Is he the one who killed Aghasur? And then for for Brahmaji to get completely bewildered, what happened? One of the boy, he drank buttermilk out of one bottle. And he had a mouthful of it in his mouth. And he's telling Krishna, it is so tasty. Krishna, it is so tasty. And what did Krishna do? He went close to this boy and he kind of punched his face, and out came the buttermilk, and Krishna drank it. And for Brahma, this was like, no, no, you are supposed to chant mantras. You are supposed to be, doing all the yantra, mantra, puja, and then you offer it to God. There are so many, I have written scriptures, there are so many things to be done. You cannot be. And Brahmaji had a doubt. Is he God? And when Brahmaji had a doubt, he said, I will test him. And what did he do? First of all, he went out and hid all the cows and the calves in one cave and put them into yoga nidra, a sleep, a mystical sleep. Then he came back, and by this time, Krishna and the boys were worried. Where are the cows? Where are the cows? And Krishna told the boys, you don't worry, you don't worry. I will go and take care of it. I will find the cows and the calves. But the amazing thing is, you know what? When Acharya says, because Shukdev Goswami says, when Krishna got up, he picked up some food in his hand and went. Why did he do that? Krishna was worried. So what did Krishna pick up? Krishna picked up curd rice and some pickle. Why did he go away with this, curd rice and pickle? Krishna was worried, they will finish it and nothing will remain for how much Krishna reciprocates love with his devotees. So Krishna went about to search for the cows and the calves. And by the time Krishna was away, Brahmaji carried all the boys, put them into mystical sleep and hid them in another cave. And then Krishna came back. Neither the cows and the calves were seen. Now the boys are also lost. And Krishna is like, Brahmaji, what are you trying to do? You're trying to play around with me and put me into illusion. And right in front of Brahmaji. And Brahmaji vanished by that time. And what did Krishna do? From Krishna's form, from Krishna's body, out came so many Vishnu avatars, 400 Vishnus. And one by one, these Vishnus took the form of the cow, exact form of the cows and the calves which were hidden. And some Vishnus took the form of the boys. And now the cows and the calves are there, the boys are there, and Krishna went into Vrindavan. along with them by the evening because the gopis are waiting there. The boys have not come back with the cows and so they all went. Now, who have gone into the village? Krishna is there, and Krishna is there, and Krishna is there, and all are Krishna only. The cows and calves are Krishna, and the Krishna. And for the first time in Vrindavan, what happened? All other days, all the Brajavasis are attracted to Krishna, who is Yashoda's darling son. But today, from today, what happened? Everybody is attracted to their own sons, to the cows and the calves, because everyone is Krishna now. And 1 year, because the Brajavasis, in the heart of their hearts, they were thinking, if I could have had Krishna as my son, Krishna gave 1 year for them, complete exchange of love, right? In that mood. And after 1 year got over, which was like a second for Brahma, and Brahmaji came back, said, what's going on? Why is there no, commotion and, trouble in Vrindavan? Why everything is going on peacefully? Everything is going to seems to be, normal here. Why are they not crying and, why are they not in pain that they've lost their cows and calves and children? And Brahmaji went to one cave and he saw the cows and the calves are still lying there. He went to the second cave. He saw the boys are still lying there. Went about so many, what's going on? And who are there with Krishna now? Who are these cows and calves and the boys? And right in front of him, Krishna showed him how all these cows and calves and the boys, they took once again the four-handed Vishnu form and went and merged into Krishna. And Brahmaji offered obeisances to Krishna. And one of the things that he says is, I do not know you. I knew Vishnu, but I did not know that you are the source of all Vishnus. That's what Krishna is saying here. Name vidu surganaha, right? And you imagine people in this world, they'll follow some religion, my Allah, my God, my Devata, and they're fighting. We know who God is. Our path is the only path. And Brahmaji is saying, Baba, I don't know. I don't know God. I don't know. I'm a fool. I do not understand Krishna. So knowing Krishna, Krishna himself is saying, no, not easy. Right? Like, uh, if I ask you to pick up, right, Aruna Chitra Mataji is sitting on a chair now. And if we ask Aruna Chitra Mataji to pick up that chair in her left hand, right? Imagine she does that now. She picks up the chair in her left hand, with her left hand. And you're like, wow, we will all clap, man. What has she done? She has lifted the chair. Now imagine Krishna lifted the whole Govardhan hill, a big hill which is today 22 kilometers wide. If you walk around it, Krishna lifted this big hill on his little pinky of the left hand. 7 days and 7 nights he does this. And what do these Brajavasis do? These Vrindavan, residents do, who are the great devotees, the pure devotees of Krishna. The friends are saying to Krishna, right? The friends are saying, oh Krishna, don't worry. I'm holding the mountain with my stick. It will not fall. Continue your good acting, You're a good actor. Don't worry, we are supporting it. These are the boys. And Yashoda is saying, oh my darling, you must be tired. I will feed you sandesh, a sweet. You will get good strength. And the gopis, they are talking amongst each other and saying, what an actor this guy is, he's trying to show off that he can lift Govardhan just because Radharani is standing here, right? That's why he's lifting. He's just showing off to her, He's just showing off to her. That's all that's going on here. Nobody thinks that he is God. That's their love for him. That he and Indra comes in and offers namaskar. Please forgive me. 7 days and 7 nights I had sent these clouds to kill all Brinda Brajavasis and kill all your devotees. I'm so sorry. So Brahmaji does not know Krishna. Indra does not know Krishna. Krishna is saying the rishis also do not know me. Knowing Krishna is not an easy thing. So then in the third verse, you'll find Krishna says, what is the benefit of knowing me? Because Krishna is going to explain about himself. Yomam ajam ada anadim cha. Those who understand me to be unborn, ajam, anadim, no source for me. I am the source of everything. Vettilo kamaheshwaram. Krishna says, asamura samarteshu sarva papai pramuchate. One will become asammudaha. One will not remain foolish. More than that, Krishna is sarva papai pramuchate. One will get freed from all the sins. Right? Now, after the verse 3, from here, Krishna talks about the various qualities and personalities, that they also come from him. How he is the source of all qualities and personalities, right? Intelligence, knowledge, freedom from doubt, truthfulness, forgiveness, control of mind, control of senses, fearlessness, fear, birth, death, non-violence, satisfaction, austerity, fame, charity. Krishna says all these various qualities and the living beings, they're all created by me alone. Krishna talks about the 7 Saptarshis, the 7 great sages, and before them the 4 great sages, the 4 Kumaras, and the Manus, the progenitors of the mankind, they all come from me, born from my mind, Krishna says. They all appear from me. So, Krishna is the origin of all the qualities, right, which one seeks to understand, which one seeks to espouse. He's the source of all the devatas. He's the source of all the sages. And no one can understand Krishna by conventional means. And Krishna says, if you just make an attempt to understand me, what will happen? It leads to surrender. Oh, Krishna, you're so great. Right? Yeah, you are great. Then I bow down to you. So avikalpena yogena yujyate natra samshayah. That's text 7. After text 7, which is the first section, verse 1 to verse 7, right? Krishna, so next section is 8, 9, 10, and 11. 4 verses. So Krishna summarizes the Bhagavad Gita in these 4 essential verses, which are called as Chatushloki Gita. Right? So in the first verse, he will summarize his greatness, understanding that what do the devotees do, right? And how does he nourish their bhakti. So the second section of chapter 10, which is verse 8, 9, 10, and 11, the essence of Gita. First of all, in the text 8, Krishna summarizes his opulences. Then he says, what is the result of truly knowing his opulences? That one becomes his pure devotees. Shuddha Bhaktas, pure devotee of Krishna. Right? In text 9, Krishna explains how a pure devotee worships him. In text 10 and 11, Krishna describes how Krishna reciprocates with their loving worship. So text 10.8, Aham sarvasya prabhavo mattah sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhavas samanvitaha. So Krishna here is saying, how Aham sarvasya prabhavo, I'm the source of everything. Everything emanates from me. Mattah sarvam pravartate. Iti matva, those who know me like this, what will they do? Bhajante mam. Right? They become devoted to me. Buddha, they are intelligent. They have come to this point, right? After crossing all material knowledge, spiritual knowledge, everything. they have reached to the point of understanding that Krishna is the origin and source of everything. They're Buddha, they're intelligent, and they will perform, they will become devoted to me, bhava samanvita, with all the emotions of their heart. In text 9, Krishna talks about symptoms of the pure devotees of Krishna. Right? What do these devotees do when they come to this stage of Buddha, understanding Krishna perfectly? From Krishna only, as Krishna has explained it here in the Bhagavad Gita, Macchitta madgata prana bodhayanta parasparam kathayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. Macchitta, their chitta, their minds are all, they delve in me. Madgata prana, their lives are for me. And when these devotees meet each other, what do? Bodhayanta parasparam. These devotees, whenever they meet each other, they help each other remember Krishna. Like every Sunday or every day, practically, devotees come together to chant Hare Krishna. Devotees come together to read Bhagavatam, hear Bhagavatam. That's the, that's the function of the pure devotees. This is what Krishna is saying in text 9. My devotee, pure devotees, kathayantascha mam nityam, they do katha. They talk about me. And what happens to them? Tushyanti cha, ramanti cha, they're satisfied. If you ask such devotees, man, you are busy in hearing and chanting about Krishna. What about being a worldly great person? If Krishna wants that to happen, will happen. My focus now is to hear about Krishna, to chant about Krishna. Right? Raman teacher, and if anybody asks them, but what about your enjoyment? Oh, we are satisfied. We have the best enjoyment possible. Right? It's like, one time one person came to Srila Prabhupada in the temple. This person was like the neighbor. Whatever temple property was there, this guy was the neighbor. And he came to Prabhupada and said, what is it? I was trying to, keep a watch on all of you. I see you and your disciples from morning, you are only chanting, dancing, feasting. Is that all to your life? And Prabhupada said, see, we are enjoying our life with God in the center, with Krishna in the center. Come, you also join us. He said, no. I am good where I am. See, only the pure devotees will relish this life. Krishna in the center. Right? Why I'm saying pure devotees? Because Krishna is all pure. To handle Krishna, you also have to be pure. If our heart is dirty, we won't last with Krishna for long. Right? Like we try to chant Hare Krishna. And we cannot chant Hare Krishna for all the time. Because Krishna's name is pure like Krishna. And very quickly our mind gives up. No, I don't want it. Enough, sufficient. I cannot handle it anymore. But the pure devotees, they can constantly talk about Krishna. They constantly glorify Krishna, constantly chant Hare Krishna. Kirtaniya sada harihi. So, in the text 10, now Krishna talks about how does he reciprocate with his pure devotees who have come to this life. They've understood Krishna as per 10.8, bhava samanvita. How do they express their bhava? Their bhava for Krishna, their emotions for Krishna is expressed in terms of when they come together, they remind each other of Krishna. They're constantly chanting Hare Krishna. Oh, now Krishna says, I reciprocate with these devotees. In text 10, Krishna says, I give them intelligence. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam. Tesham, to such pure devotees, satata yukta, those who are constantly engaged like this, as per text 9, hearing and remembering Krishna. And bhajatam, and those who are devoted to me, priti purvakam, with their love. Krishna says, Dadami buddhi yogam tam. I give the buddhi yoga. I give the intelligence to them. Yena mam upayanti te, so that they can come back to me. Now, one will say, like, those who are studying scriptures, they're called gyanis. And they will put question to the devotees. You are not going to study scriptures? Whole day Krishna, 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 Krishna. Is that all that you will do? What about liberation? Very good. You are devotee. Krishna is there. Very nice. But what about getting liberated from this world? What about buddhi for it? Intelligence, where will it come from? In text uh, 10, Krishna says, I do that job for my devotee. I give them the intelligence by which they can yenamam upayantite. They can come back to me. Right? How Krishna giving buddhi yoga means, Krishna explains that in text 11. I destroy the ignorance within the hearts of my devotees. Because their lives are devoted to me, then I devote my life for my devotees. Because they have come to the point of hearing and chanting about me, their mad chitta, mad gata prana, their minds are focused in me, their lives are for me. Krishna says, I, eva anukampartham, tesham eva. Again, see, if you have your Bhagavad Gita with you, see how many times he says, tesham, tesham. Text 10, text 11. Who are these tesham? Who are these people? The text 9 devotees. To such devotees, Krishna says, eva anukampartham. I develop compassion for them. Krishna's heart gets softened for these devotees. And what do? Adhyana jam tamaha. I destroy the darkness of ignorance from their heart. And nashiyami atma bhavastu jnana deepin. And I lit the torchlight of knowledge in their heart. What does it mean? I will explain this because it's very important before we move ahead. Right? Now, if you go back to chapter number 2, what was the knowledge that Krishna gave? That we are spirit, soul, and not the body. If all of you remember, do you still recollect that you are soul and not the body? Do you remember this throughout the day also? No, we tend to forget it. We tend to forget what? Who am I? Imagine. What a gross ignorance is this. Even if I make an attempt, right? Imagine why the Gyanis and the Yogis, they leave the world. They go to mountains. They live in solitude because this world puts you into ignorance of what? Who am I? If I forget myself, imagine remembering God, who is God. So, and then what is my relationship with God? Wow, this is a puzzle. Krishna says, I do that job for my devotee. Within their hearts, I will lit the torchlight of knowledge, that they will always remember that they are spirit soul. They will always remember Krishna. I will remind them of that, and especially I'll remind them of their relationship with me. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right, he says entirety of scriptures are only 3 things. Right? Like, okay, I'll tell you in a different way. One time my sister was saying this to me. He said, she was saying that, somebody was arguing with her, I'm sorry, somebody was arguing with her, what is there in all of your scriptures? Right? It's so confusing, so much information, right? And so much is given. How do you decipher anything out of it? So I had to tell my sister this thing, that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, all the scriptures have only 3 things. You take Christianity, you take Islam, you take, Sanatan Dharma, all the scriptures, that means all the knowledge has only 3 things. There are 3 Sanskrit words for it: Sambandha, Abhideya, and Prayojana. Sambandha, Abhideya, Prayojan. What does Sambandha mean? Sambandha simply means हम आपके हैं कौन? What is our relationship? What does it mean? Who am I? Who is God? And what is my relationship with God? Sorry for those balloons. I don't know why do they come up again and again. Okay. So Sambandha means who am I? Who is God? And what is my relationship with God? Abhideya means, okay, very nice. I know I am spirit soul. I am part and parcel of God, Krishna, right? I am a servant of God. Very nice. But I don't remember this. What do I do? Follow a process in your life now. Abhideya. Abhideya is the process which will help you realize once again, I am soul, I am part and parcel of God, I am meant to serve God, Krishna. What is the process? So, Sambandha is the knowledge, Abhideya is the process. So, we chant Hare Krishna. Why do we chant Hare Krishna? That's the process to revive my Sambandha. Those will chant nicely, those will chant attentively. What will happen? The holy name will purify our heart, right? And this knowledge awakens. So Sambandha we understood, Abhideya we understood. What is Prayojana? Prayojana means what is the mature fruit that will come out after following the process, Abhideya. So simple knowledge, I am soul, Krishna is God, I am part and parcel of God is very nice. Okay. But my relationship with God can be taken to what level? That is Prayojan. You can become a lover of God. Like you find in the Vaikuntha, the attitude is of a servant to God. Very nice. Servant to God. Right? Jesus said, I am the Son of God. Muhammad said, I am the messenger. So they're also talking about some relationship with God. Right? So the relationship with God can go to 5 levels. One is called neutrality. The first one is being neutral, like the Yamuna river or the trees in Vrindavan. All of them are in neutral stage. Better than that is the dasya, servitude. The servant. I serve God. Higher than that is Sakhya, right? The friends of Krishna. Their love for Krishna is even more purer and intimacy is increased. Better than the friends, higher than the friends, the relationship is of Nanda and Yashoda, the parents, the Vatsalya, all the more intimate. And the most intimate relationship with God and the topmost rasa is of being a lover of God. So, Shanta, Dasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya. So, this knowledge is very good. How will you realize it? One will realize it by Krishna's mercy, because Krishna is saying, Tesham evanu kampartham. I do it for my devotees. Which devotees? Who live by the verse 9, who reach to this point of 10.9. Their lives are they live their lives like 10 the way it is explained in 10.9. Have we reached to that level of devotion? So it is very easy to claim to be devotee of God, because now I don't need a mirror to put, the tilak, the forehead mark. I am a devotee. And I wear a certain color cloth, so I am a devotee. And I have been going to temple for so many years, so I am devotee. Yeah, all this is very good, but aspire to reach 10.9. And Krishna says, then I will do the rest of the job for you. Machchitta madgata prana bodhayantah parasparam kathayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. Okay. So that was 10.11, Chatushloki. Right? So Krishna says, to show special mercy, I'm dwelling in their heart as Paramatma. I destroy with shining lamp of knowledge, the darkness born out of ignorance. Let's go to the last section of chapter. So that is E again, everywhere. Right? So 10.12 to 10.42, entire of the remainder of the chapter is how you can see Krishna everywhere. Right? So before Krishna will say anything, now that Arjuna has heard the Chatushloki Gita and he is the pure devotee Arjuna, he's so elated, he's so happy. Before Krishna can say anything, Arjuna interjects. And Arjuna says, yes, Krishna, Param Brahma, Param Dhama, Pavitram Paramam Bhavan, Purusham Shashvatam Divyam, Adi Devam Ajam Vibhum. So in the 12th verse, Arjuna says, Krishna, you are the Param Brahma, you are the Param Dhama, right? You are the supremely pure. You are you are you are the supreme God. You are a person. You are an eternal person. You are a transcendental person. You are the source of the devatas. You are unborn. You are great. Now, Prabhupada says in that purport, Prabhupada says, one will say, oh, Arjuna got affected by Krishna. Right? Affected. That he's standing very close, so he's got affected and he's trying to glorify his friend. In text 13, Arjuna says, no, 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 no. Now I can recollect all the rishis, whomever we would meet in Mahabharata, you'll find Pandavas meeting so many rishis. Arjuna recollects, all of them would tell us, Krishna is special, huh? Krishna is God. Don't just think, oh, Matuleyam, he's our cousin brother. Don't just think, oh, he's our friend. Yudhishthir, Krishna touches your feet to take blessings, but don't think, oh, he accepts you as elder, but know very well who is Krishna. Now Arjuna is recollecting. In the 11th chapter, you'll find Arjuna begging forgiveness from Krishna. After he sees the universal form, Krishna will display his universal form now. Because Arjuna will say, okay, another thing. Prabhupada says in one lecture, if you want to become a devotee, at least become a devotee of chapter number 10, like Arjuna. I accept Krishna. And after this, what does Arjuna do? Arjuna will say, Krishna, in this world, people like to see miracles and magic and mysticism. They are devotee of greatness. So please show your greatness by displaying your universal form. And those of you who remember Mahabharata serial, where Krishna displayed the entire creation within him. And that time you'll find Arjuna begging forgiveness from Krishna. Please forgive me. I would sit on the same, bed along with you. And I sometimes would joke with you. I would call you nicknames. Please forgive me. Now I understand that you are God. Please forgive me. That will happen in chapter number 11. Right? But here Arjuna is saying, Devarshi Narada would tell us, Asita, Devala, Vyasaha. Now you are also saying the same thing, that you are the supreme God. Right? So after Arjuna said this, he says, in text 14, Arjuna says, Nahite Bhagavan Vyaktim Vidur Devana Danavaha. Arjuna says, no one knows you. In text 15, he says, only you know yourself, or to whom you reveal yourself, they can know you. Right? Now, Arjuna is convinced about Krishna's godhood. No more he is thinking, oh, he's a Brajavasi who tend to cows, No, no. Imagine Brahmaji got bewildered seeing, Krishna in that form. Oh, God like this, right? So, generally our understanding about God is great. And they will, kind of print it on their currency notes. They will say like that in their, sermons, in the churches, in the mosques and the temples. God is great, but God is sweet. God is beautiful, right? Not just greatness of God, the sweetness of God. And when Krishna comes and displays his sweetness, generally everyone gets bewildered. Oh, they cannot understand. The greatest of the Brahmaji, Shiva, Vishnu, everyone comes from Krishna. He's the source of everything. So in text 16 and 17, for the sake of common people like us, Arjuna requests Krishna, can you tell me more of your opulences? Divyahi Atma Vibhutayah. Please help me. How do I see you in this creation? Right? So creation is there and the creator is there. The creator is beyond its creation. If I don't know who is the creator, at least become aware of the creation. From creation, try to understand further the creator. So Arjuna says, let the common folk see you in the creation, in your creation. Right? And in text 18, Arjuna says, oh, I don't experience any satiation in hearing about you. I want to hear your glories. Right? And what happens to all of us? 15 minutes of lecture, half an hour of lecture, and we start fiddling in our seats. Let us switch off the camera and just have some juice. Let us switch off, the camera and can you can I do something else? Wasn't it enough, last 15 minutes, half an hour, this bald-headed guy, this guy keeps on talking, right? Because we love to hear our own glories, but hear God's glories, Krishna's glories, whom we are envious of. Now, why I'm saying envious? Because all of us want to become God. Tiny gods, tiny enjoyers, tiny controllers, tiny proprietors. We're all competitors to God. And when somebody speaks about God and pure glories of God, it becomes so difficult to accept. For the false ego, no, no. If you won't stop, I will get up and go. Right? Like sometimes devotees have experience when their chanting is not going very good, the way they will hang their bead bag and they will throw their bead bag or hide their bead bag. I don't want to see it till tomorrow morning again. Enough of it. Enough of this Krishna, 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 Krishna. Right? But Arjuna in text 18, he says, Bhuya kathaya triptirihi shunvato nasti me. I don't feel tripti. I don't feel, satisfied. I want to hear more about you. In text 19, Krishna says, Arjuna, what do I explain to you? My opulence is unlimited. He begins with this. It has to be. God is great, is unlimited. His opulences are unlimited. Hantate katayishyami divyahi atma vibhutayaha pradhanyata kuru shreshta nasti anto vistarasya me. So he says, Atma Vibhutis, my opulences, Vibhutis, I will explain to you, Arjuna. There is no end to it, but I will explain to you the Pradhanyata, the most important ones. Right? Krishna begins with, I am the super soul in everyone's heart. The soul which I am, and the soul sits in the region of the heart, and Krishna says, I am the super soul in everyone's heart. Atma and Paramatma. The first of his opulences, that if Krishna has to introduce us to himself in this world, he says, I am sitting as Paramatma in your heart. And sometimes we hear the voice within. The mind is saying, do something. There's another voice which tells us, no, don't do it. It's not good. This is the voice of Paramatma. Right? And if we cannot hear the voice of Paramatma, that means we at least should hear Guru, who is a living representative of the same Paramatma in the heart. Why is Paramatma sitting there? To guide the Atma back to God. So Krishna says, one expansion of mind. That is Paramatma. Huh? Aham Atma Gudakesha Sarvabhuta Shayasthita Aham Adishcha Madhyam Cha Bhutanam Anta Evacha. Right? So then Krishna talks about amongst the luminaries how Krishna, who is Krishna, right? Then among the Vedas, the demigods, the senses, Rudras, the mountains, the priests, the great sages, the vibrations, sacrifices, amongst the trees, right? Amongst the Gandharvas, amongst the perfected beings, amongst horses who I am, amongst elephants who I am, weapons, cows, right? Many hooded serpents, aquatics, ancestors, demons, beasts, birds, rivers, right? Then Krishna talks about among the creations, in among the knowledge, right? Months, seasons, and so many actually. From text 21 to text 39, Krishna explains, you can see me in all this, the best amongst all. Right? Okay, we'll go further inside. Uh, so Aham Atma Gudakesha, the first thing Krishna says, my opulence is the Paramatma. And the chapter will end with once again reminding us of Paramatma. We'll come to that. So in text 21, Krishna says, amongst the Adityas, I am Vishnu. So who are Adityas? So Aditi and Diti, right? Two ladies married to Kashyapa. From Aditi comes all, from the children of Aditi are the Devatas, and children of Diti are the Asuras, the demons. So amongst the Adityas, Krishna says, I am Vishnu. Which is this Vishnu? If you remember Vaman Dev, the dwarf incarnation, Krishna is hinting at that. Now, amongst the Adityas, I am Vishnu. Then amongst Daityas, are you something? Yes, everything is coming from Krishna. So Krishna is, I am Prahlad. That will also come in this chapter. Amongst the Daityas, I am Prahlad, he says. Right? So of the lights, I am the radiant sun. Of the Maruts, I am the Marichi. Among the stars, I am the moon, Krishna says. Of the Vedas, I am the Samaveda. Amongst the Devatas, I am Indra. Amongst the senses, I am the mind. And in the living beings, I am the very consciousness. So amongst the Rudras, Krishna says, I am Shiva. Among the Yakshas and Rakshasas, I am Kubera. Amongst the Vasus, I am fire. And amongst the mountains, I am the Meru mountain. Of the priests, I am Brahaspati. Of the generals of army, I am Kartikeya. Of the bodies of water, I am the ocean. That's why you'll find so many great personalities who have come by, they will go to the ocean and they've got so much revelation. Right? They will go and sit. Why do general people go to the ocean? I don't want to discuss that now. But even the great souls, great personalities, they will go to the oceans. Because when you see the ocean, you experience your tininess. How tiny you are. And look at mass. Look at the greatness of that ocean. Right? And then actually meditation can begin where you understand your humble stature. Generally, the false ego says, I am great. Right? When I am great, everyone has to be small. Then how will I ever realize myself? But if the creation is so huge and vast, what about the creator? Okay. Of the great sages, Krishna says, I am the Bhrigu. Of the vibrations of mantras, I am Om. Of sacrifices, yajnas, I am the chanting, the japa, chanting of Hare Krishna that we do. Amongst the immovable things, he says, I am Himalayas. Of the trees, I am the banyan tree, Ashwatha. Among the sages among the demigods, I am Narada. Of the Gandharvas, I am Chitraratha. Anybody can recollect why Chitraratha? Because the chariot on which Krishna and Arjuna are standing that chariot was gifted by Chitraratha to Arjuna, the Gandharva. Hmm? Among the perfected beings, I am sage Kapila. Of the horses, I am the horse of the name Uchchaishrava. This horse had come out of the Samudra Manthan Leela, Uchchaishrava. Uh, of the lordly elephants, I am Airavata, which Indra rides upon. Amongst the men, I am the king, Naradeva. Of the weapons, I am the thunderbolt. Of the cows, I am Surabhi. Right? So Krishna is talking about the best amongst all. Right? Not that Krishna is not present. Other cows are not coming from Krishna. They are not Krishna's energy. They are not Krishna's opulence. Krishna is talking because you are attracted to the best in this world. See me in the best of this world and start meditating from there. Right? Like everything comes from Krishna. Okay. But still I get attracted to the best. So Krishna is categorizing them. So amongst the causes of procreation, I'm Kandarpa, Cupid, the god of love. And among the serpents, I am Vasuki. Amongst the Nagas, I am Ananta. Amongst the aquatics, I am Varuna. Amongst ancestors, departed ancestors, I am Aryama. And of the dispensers of law, Krishna says, I am Yamaraj, the lord of death. Among the Daityas, I am Prahlad. Amongst the subduers, I am time factor. Amongst beasts, I am lion. And amongst birds, I am Garuda. Of purifiers, I am the wind. Of the wielders of weapons, I am Lord Ram. Of fishes, I am shark. And of flowing rivers, I am Ganga. Of creations, I am the beginning, the end, and the middle. Of all sciences, I am the Atma Vidya, spiritual science. Amongst logicians, I am the conclusive truth. Right? I am all devouring death, Krishna says. Right? Amongst women or amongst feminine qualities, Krishna says, I am fame, fortune, fine speech, memory, intelligence, steadfastness, and patience. So, in the Bhagavad Gita, you will find Prabhupada is translated amongst women, I am this. Actually, it should be amongst feminine qualities. Aruna Chitra Mataji was one time telling me, amongst women, intelligence, ये तो नहीं हो सकता. No, that was a joke. That was a joke that she shared with me one time. Right? But amongst feminine qualities, I am these qualities, she says. Krishna says. Of the hymns and the Samaveda, the Brihat Sam. Among the poetry, I am Gayatri Mantra. Of the months, I am Marga Shirsha, November and December. Right? So we celebrate Kartik month in ISKCON because that's dear to Radharani. And which month is dear to Krishna? That is Marga Shirsha, November, December. Of seasons, I'm flower bearing spring. Then amazing. For me, it was a great puzzle for a long time. Right? I have been reading Bhagavad Gita for maybe time I was like 7 or 8. For me, this verse was amongst the cheaters, I'm the best cheater. I was like, why should Krishna say this? Amongst the gamblers, I am the cheat. And I'm like, why should God cheat? And then I heard Prabhupada one time, and it was such a revelation. Prabhupada says, oh, Krishna is the best cheater. You try to cheat Krishna, you try to cheat God, and I didn't give a moment to God. Entire life, all the time I kept for myself. And Prabhupada says, then Krishna comes as death. And the moment takes away everything that you had collected from the root. Krishna uproots everything and takes away. Great gambler. You lose everything to Krishna. Among the cheaters, I'm the best cheater, Krishna is saying. Among the splendid, I'm splendor. I'm victory, I'm adventure, I'm strength of the strong. Amongst the descendants of Vrishnis, I'm Vasudev. Amazing. Among Pandavas, I am Arjuna, he says. Arjuna is standing in front of, yes, if 5 Pandavas, very great guys. Right? And Krishna says, I'm Arjuna. Amongst the great thinkers, I am Ushana Kavihi. Right? Among all means of suppressing lawlessness, Krishna says, I am punishment. Those who seek victory, I am morality. Of secret things, I am silence. And of the wise, I am the wisdom. And in text 39, before Krishna ends the chapter 39, 40, 41, and 42, Krishna is summarizing now. I am the generating seed of all existences. Moving, non-moving, nothing can exist without me. Right? Everything comes from me. Right? And again, text 40, Krishna says, there is no end to my opulences. The way he had begun, right? Sharing with us. Nanto asti mama divyanam vibhutinam parantap. My divya vibhutis, my transcendental opulences, na anta asti. There is no end to it. Eshatu deshatah prokto. I have just mentioned a few here. Vibhuter vistaro maya. And Krishna says, once again, he reminds us of the Paramatma feature. Right? Sometimes we may see the ocean, we may see a tree, we may see a horse, and this, that. But to understand Krishna sitting as Paramatma in the heart, Krishna is sitting as Paramatma in the heart of every living entity. And that one Paramatma expansion driving the whole creation. Very soon, Krishna will say, oh, where does remembrance and knowledge, remembrance, and forgetfulness come from? From the Paramatma. Krishna says, yad yad vibhuti mat sattvam shrimadurjitamev va tattadevavagachatvam mama tejo amsha sambhav. All this great creation, all this going on by one tejo amsha, by one amsha. Right? So are we amsha of Krishna? Mamai amsho jiva loke. We are also soul amsha. One more amsha of Krishna is Paramatma. One more expansion. Remember, I told you Brahmaji saw so many Vishnus coming from Krishna and so many Vishnus going back into Krishna. So we are Atma, and the one more Amsha, Paramatma. Krishna says that Paramatma is making the whole creation run. Athava bahunai tena kim tena tavarjuna vishtabhyaham idam kritsnam ekam shena sthito jagat. With a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support this entire universe. Where is God? Is God doing anything? Yeah, yeah, yeah. That Paramatma feature, everyone. Prabhupada in one lecture says, some people are looking at the clouds. God, please be merciful. Some are looking around, but very few will come to the point. He's sitting right in your heart as Paramatma. He's the closest to you. And we are searching all around, everywhere. Right? With a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support this entire universe. So chapter 10 is, the acronym was SEEC. S was source of everything. That was the first 7 verses. E, essence of Gita. That was text 8, 9, 10, and 11. And the last of the E, everywhere. That was the remainder of the chapter 12 to 42. Thank you very much. Any questions, comments, clarifications that you would like to seek? We'll keep the forum open now. Yes, Robin.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, good.
Are you listening to me, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So one question like in my mind from long time. I don't think so. I ever asked like about the actual like roop of Shiva, Hanumana, or even Lord Rama. That they must have, in it's my opinion, they must have like a hair and beard. Must have long hair and beard. They shouldn't be like clean shaven. The actual form when they were like 15-20,000 years ago, they must have that. But now in the serials they represent clean shaven Shiva, clean shaven Rama, clean shaven Hanumana. So what's your opinion on it, sir?
Don't just hold on to their being clean shaven or not being clean shaven or no having big hairs or long. That's not their great. That's not the, you know. Okay. So now when you're saying 10, 15,000 years ago, I'm very sorry to tell you, according to scriptures, it is not 10,000, 15,000 years. It's lakhs and lakhs of years before that Lord Rama appeared. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So Kali Yuga, which you're living in, it is 4,32,000 years. That's the duration of time. And
Mm-hmm.
now only 5,500 years are over out of Kali Yuga. All that is, still remaining. So that is Kali Yuga. Before this was Dwapar Yuga, which was double the Kali Yuga's time. That
Mm-hmm.
means 4,32 ka double karo, 8,64,000 years was Dwapar Yuga.
Mm-hmm.
Treta Yuga before that was double of Dwapar Yuga. Now you do the mathematics. And in Treta Yuga, Lord Ram appeared.
Oh, like
Now
millions of years.
today is Narsingha Chaturdashi, appearance of Narsinghadev, Prahlad. Right? For Prahlad, to save Prahlad, Narsinghadev appeared. Narsinghadev appeared in the Yuga before that, Sati Yuga. Right? So now when you're saying, did they have beards and all or not? Because you may be worried, were there barbers at that time, and, to keep themselves clean shaven and everything? Because we think we are the body, right? And I have a material body which goes through changes. I think God also should be undergoing. No, that's not the case. Scriptures tell us when Krishna appears, yeah. So what is Krishna's color? No, we may be somebody may be brown or white or yellow or this or that color. Krishna's color is bluish black,
Mm-hmm.
like the fresh rain cloud. That's Krishna's color. Now you will say, now which beauty parlor did Krishna go to color himself? No, that's not. He doesn't have to. That's how he is. He's bluish black. Now, what is Lord Ram's color? He's green, light green, like the grass, Durva grass. That is what Ramayana explains. Greenish, light green color. That was Lord Ram's color, right? But one time, two boys they were arguing. No, no, Krishna is green and Lord Ram is also green. And the other boy was saying, no, scriptures say Krishna is bluish black and Lord Ram is green. And the first boy said, no, I have the right information with me because I stay next to a ISKCON temple. I said, so I have heard in the ISKCON temple, whole day they keep on saying, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare, that is green. Green Ram and green Krishna. So actually, that's not how you get knowledge. We go to scriptures, we hear from, because see, for Arjuna, Krishna is saying, I will tell, hear from me now. So you have to hear from, like, Robin, maybe, it's the first time we are talking to each other. Now, if you want to know about me, what do you do? Tell me.
I will talk to you.
Very good. You hear from me. So Krishna is saying, Arjuna, hear from me or hear from the realized souls. Right? Like Vyasadeva is giving us the scriptures. Shukdev Goswami is speaking. Right? Srila Prabhupada is giving us. When we hear from them, now don't go to these serials. Generally, these serials and everything, the way they show, right? Like the famous Ramayana serial, that the first Ramayana serial, Arun Govil was one who acted as Lord Ram. He would act as Ram and then smoke cigarette. Yeah, even now in this election season, right, he has been given a ticket. In India, he's sitting, he is fighting the election to become the member of the parliament. And Indians, right, because they're very natural, devoted people. Even now, he's smoking, and people are going and touching his feet because he acted as Ram. No, you may act as Ram, but where is the character of Lord Ram? Where is the charitra? Right? So they may act out, they may do things, right? That's why if you have to, I generally don't like, our gods being turned into cartoons and shown as cartoons.
Yeah, even
But
me.
if you want to, you can watch Little Krishna. very close to the Bhagavatam and what acharyas have given. But yet, because they show Krishna as cartoon, I generally, I generally don't like it, right? Because otherwise, God also becomes like, Krishna also becomes cartoon for us. He's like one cartoon. He's not cartoon, right? Or equate it Krishna to any other cartoons. So if you're saying Krishna, if Lord Ram had beard or not, or Shiva having big hairs or not, don't worry about these things now. Their forms are eternal, and that will be revealed to you as you advance on the spiritual path. First, Prabhupada said, understand who are you, realize your existence as spirit soul, your identity as soul. Right? As soul, do you have a beard? Don't speculate also. Do you have long hairs? Don't speculate. It will be revealed to you as you, as the, Prabhupada would say, as the, if I look into the mirror, I should see the reflection of myself. But if the mirror has 100 kilometers of dirt on it, mirror has 100 kilometer layer of dirt on it, what will I see? Only dirt. Similarly, our chitta, our mind, if I can say it as mind, is supposed to be the mirror where I see my identity as soul. But what is my mind telling me? I'm a woman, I'm a man, I'm an uncle, I'm auntie, I'm Indian, I'm a Canadian. No, you are nothing of this. These are all designations on you. You are spirit soul. So if I don't know myself, right, that's why Prabhupada would say spiritual life begins. Spiritual, another name for spiritual practice is self-realization. You first realize yourself. God realization will happen later. Okay, Robin?
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you, brother.
thank you. Yes, Prajamalini Mataji.
Hare Krishna Dhanwad Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
I actually had two questions. The first one actually is both have to do with chapter 9. The first one was with verse 4. Prabhuji did go over this meaning of this, but I just wanted some more clarification. All beings are in me, but I'm not in them.
Hmm.
What's the meaning of it?
Okay. See, Yashoda, when Yashoda saw the entire creation in Krishna's mouth, right? So entire creation is within Krishna, and yet Krishna is out of it. Like you are inside the house, but are you outside now? No, you cannot. You don't have that, you don't have it, that kind of opulence with you. But Krishna, he's outside and within his creation at the same time. I'll give you one example. Prabhupada gives a very beautiful example for it. Prabhupada was one time going out of his house with his son to the market. It was like evening time. The moon was out, and Prabhupada's son, right, small son Vrindavan, he commented to Prabhupada, his father, Papa, when we were at home, the moon was above my head. Now that we are at the market, the moon is still, so moon is both places. There also moon is present, here also moon is present. A little change of reference, physics, you see, a little change of reference, people at this level will see the existence of anything at this level all around them. It is called frame of reference. The boy said to father, is the moon walking with me? It seems moon is walking along with me, and moon is everywhere. So God, so what Krishna is saying is everything is in, the whole creation is within me, and yet I am out of it. That's the opulence of God. That's God. So Krishna, now is Krishna in the spiritual world now? Rajamalini Mataji?
In the spiritual world?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is he in his abode? He's always there in his abode. But is he in your heart?
I hope so.
You hope so. I hope you didn't run away by this time. No, Krishna is in your heart. Krishna is in, everybody's heart. And Krishna is within every atom. And yet he's outside also.
Yes.
That's God's opulence. Right? Okay.
Okay, the other one is he mentioned this, but he didn't really elaborate on it. It was the 8 characteristics of pure bhakti.
Sorry, I couldn't hear.
The 8 characteristics of pure bhakti.
Oh, 8 characteristics of pure bhakti. Oh, really? That doesn't come in the chapter. Or maybe he mentioned it. That is not
Yeah,
there in the
maybe that's
Bhagavad
why he
Gita.
didn't.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why he didn't
That those
elaborate.
characteristics of bhakti are mentioned in the book called Nectar of Devotion. You can get it online. If you just search for it, just type it in Google, 8 characteristics of Shuddha Bhakti, pure devotion. You'll get it there. Kleshagni, Shubhada, you'll get all those there. Okay. Atul.
Hare Krishna. Amazing lecture again. I have a question on Prabhuji 10.30, where Sloka says Prahlad cha asmi Daityanam.
Daityana.
So Daityanam is demons, right? So why Prahlad Maharaj is called as demon?
Yeah, because he comes in the families of demons, right? Diti Putras, Hiranyaksh, Hiranyakashipu, and Hiranyakashipu's son is Prahlad.
But he himself was a devotee of Krishna, right? So
Yeah, so amongst Daityas, you cannot have devotees.
Okay, so he's still
He is.
considered as demon.
No, he is born in the family of demons, but he is a great devotee.
Okay, got it,
Right?
Prabhu.
Like Atul, if I say, anybody born in India is a devotee, and those who are living in Canada, they are not. Can you say that? Can anybody say like that? No, devotee, anybody can be a devotee. You don't need to be Indian bodied or American bodied or this. Everyone is part and parcel of Krishna. Even the Daityas, they are also part and parcel of Krishna. But the Daityas, because of their qualities, mostly may not be the devotees. But amongst them is born Prahlad, the great devotee. Right?
Okay, got it, Prabhuji. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, Sridhar.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Ji. So
Hare Krishna.
you told about this distraction, like we typically like to hear our own glories. So we get distracted when we are hearing about Krishna or doing any devotional practice. So are there any suggestions on how to? Because when you were telling that, I was realizing that I was getting distracted at that moment.
So what to do? Right?
Yeah.
We hear from right sources and sources which first of all, we hear, our hearing should happen from the right sources. Then our hearing also should happen from sources which can be attractive to me, right? Like sometimes let's say, if I'm monotonous and if I'm not able to hold your attention, then it's easy to get distracted. Right? So first of all, right sources. It has to be pure representation of Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam as it is. Right sources, attractive to me. And the third thing is it has to be prolonged. As long as you can hold on, and your capacity will increase. Because hearing about Krishna, when we are chanting, what do? We hear the name that we are chanting. As the name that we hear goes into the ears, then it reaches the heart and it purifies the heart. The more the heart is cleansed, more the capacity to chant. So you'll find those who will come to ISKCON, initially they will say, oh, one round is difficult. I don't think I'll ever be able to chant more. But their capacity increases as the heart becomes purer. Right? The more the heart is pure, the more you can hold on with Krishna's name, Krishna's pastimes, hearing about Krishna. So first thing that you need to be careful about is right source, attractive to you, and the third thing is prolonged. Balloons. Prolonged hearing, right? And then the as heart gets purified. Now you'll say, how do you do it prolonged? Maybe 5 minutes to begin with. That 5 minutes will give you capacity for the 6th minute, because the science of it is that 5 minutes of hearing has purified your heart.
Okay.
Okay, Sridhar?
Okay. Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay. Okay, Gaurav, I think no more questions or comments. So let us stop for the day.
Yes,
We've
definitely, Prabhu.
gone beyond our allotted time. Thank you very
Definitely,
much,
Prabhu.
everyone. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Next week, when we meet, we'll continue from the 11th chapter.
Yes, Prabhu.
Hare
Thank you so
Hare
much.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.